Hello, welcome to Health Hackers Podcast, episode 8.
Ooh.
Booyah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. This podcast is for informational use. Always want to remind you guys that this is for non-medical information.
We're not doctors.
We're not doctors, yes.
We're just going to print this up and
This
read
is
it.
for non-emergency use medical information stuff only.
Right, so
Screwed
please
that up
see your
badly.
doctor. Basically. All right, moving on.
Yes.
Okay, so welcome to week 8. I'm
Yes, and I'm Mike. And we got a lot of fun things to talk about today, actually.
Yeah, let's...
The name of the podcast is...
I don't know, did we name it?
Yeah.
What did we
Body
name?
Image.
Oh, Body Image. It's like we picked a name,
We
but I
picked a
don't
name.
remember
We
our
were
name.
talking about this. Yeah, but we'll get into that after we talk about what we usually do. But first, cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that didn't clink very well. It was like, there we go.
There we go. Gotta get metal.
So,
We got the usual hot tea going on,
Yeah.
the Tazo tea today.
what are you drinking? What did you have me drink? What is this? It's,
What am I drinking?
What am I drinking?
The spicy ginger.
Spicy ginger. It
Yes.
was really yummy.
I like ginger because it makes my stomach feel good. It's in the middle of the day, and it's non-caffeinated, so it's not
Yeah,
as
oh my
bad.
god, I can't have the caffeine.
Not right now.
No.
Oh yeah, that's true. You probably can't. That's not a good idea
Well,
either.
I don't even know. But I
Yeah.
mean, in general, I can't have caffeine at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Gabe's about to get hardcore probably soon. If she's not hardcore enough.
Oh, I know, right? I got some results back from some doctor's appointment with a naturopath, and I have some deficiencies and some adrenal fatigue, which we suspected, and a stressed out thyroid and everything. So
Behavior change.
some behavior changes need to be done.
Yeah.
Some,
Some subtle behavior changes already been done.
Yes, yeah, which thank goodness. Oh my gosh. Totally.
I may or may not have been messing with
Suddenly,
Gabe's mind
yeah,
a little
right?
bit subtly.
So, on a quick side note, I have cut back on my CrossFit to maybe once. There you go. You're not in the video. I have cut back on my CrossFit to maybe once, maybe twice a week because it's no longer restorative. And I'm going to increase my yoga to 2 to 3 times a week because it is restorative.
I feel like your meditation has kind of made you able to notice this more.
I basically came to the conclusion because I was prioritizing meditation and not prioritizing CrossFit, and I couldn't figure out why because I used to prioritize CrossFit, and basically because I realized it just drained the crap out of me.
You weren't able to recover and feel as good as you were
No.
beforehand.
So, unfortunately, at this time in my life, that's a no. It's going to be done. I'm really sad.
First part is admitting you have a problem.
I have a problem.
I have a CrossFit
I have a
problem.
CrossFit problem.
Not the first one.
So, but I did CrossFit this weekend on Saturday and got,
You got 30 double unders, yeah. Booyah.
Yeah, right. I know.
I've been trying to kill those forever.
I know, but I'm still going to do some stuff, and I think what I'm going to do is maybe just do some strength. Like,
Yeah.
do some
Strength work, mobility work.
So, that's that. But anyways.
What we're eating
What we
today.
are eating.
Yes.
What did you eat?
I'll go first.
Yeah, go
Okay.
first.
So, this weekend was a snow weekend, so we actually had a little bit extra time to do stuff, which was nice. And we got a good amount of cooking done. And Jazz has this new recipe, and she made stuffed sweet potatoes.
What?
So
I never even thought of stuffing a
so
sweet
we
potato.
cut the sweet potatoes in half, baked them, and when they were pretty close to finished baked, they were gutted out.
So kind of like double
stuffed. Yeah, double
baked
stuffed.
or double baked, or
Yeah.
what do they call them? Twice baked potatoes.
Twice baked.
Yeah, okay,
there we
okay,
go.
right.
So we did like twice baked potatoes,
Okay.
sweet potatoes, and she put beef with tarragon and onions and yumminess, and yeah. So we did that. So I had that today. I had leftovers from that, and I made pork loin from Farmer Bill. So I had
made
some
pork loin.
It was good.
I didn't have it yet, but I
did
made
balsamic vinegar,
Did it?
rosemary, balsamic vinegar, rosemary, and olive oil
I did a
marinade.
Vietnamese.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Ooh,
like
that
a
sounds
Vietnamese.
good.
I know, and I didn't record the recipe, so
I saw your
guess,
green bean.
I guess I'm just gonna have to make it in. My Hong Kong green
Yeah,
beans.
that looked really
Dude,
good.
those are legit.
At some point.
Those are so good.
I'm trying to cut down on like garlic and onion.
Yeah, that's not a
right
recipe
now.
to cut down on garlic.
Yeah, exactly. And I
Because of
saw that.
FODMAPs,
Like,
yeah,
damn
no.
it.
They're awesome. That when we're in Hong Kong, I ate those like every single night on the side of the street, and I would just be like, green beans, please. And they didn't call them Hong Kong green beans. I call them Hong Kong green beans, and I replicated them.
What I just thought of.
And they're so good.
So, Asian populations are high risk stomach cancer.
I didn't know that.
By the way, yeah.
I didn't know.
I don't think it has anything to do with FODMAPs, but I do notice that a lot of Asian type of food that I want to eat.
High FODMAP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm really craving Asian food right now. Hardcore, yeah.
Can you eat cabbage? You can't eat cabbage, can you?
I don't think so, no. Because I can't eat Brussels sprouts, and those are like little baby cabbages.
Oh my god, I would die.
Yeah.
I love Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else did you do?
Although I had Brussels sprouts twice this weekend, so it's going great.
You really...
Low FODMAPs thing. I'm working on it. But that's what I had for lunch today. So I had that and pork loin for lunch. Oh, and spinach.
I was going to say, I thought I saw you had spinach.
Yeah, big thing of spinach because I'm trying to eat more spinach, less Brussels sprouts. So I'm switching over from Brussels sprouts to spinach in terms of my usual green. And then bulletproof coffee for breakfast.
So I had bulletproof coffee for breakfast, and I also had some time to make and cook, which I normally do anyways. But I made this. I made bone broth again because I can't.
Me too.
I can't go. I can't go like a weekend without making bone broth because I go through it so fast. And I made bone broth with. I made the bone broth, and then I made my soup. I got 3 different kinds of mushrooms. I got Swiss chard, but I got the rainbow.
That's what was in yours. Okay.
No, and I got orange yellow beets. Like not the red beets, but the orange yellow ones. And then I had beet greens and the beets. And some of
I love beet greens, by the way.
So it was like super green. My soup had like so much. It was like eating a salad in my soup.
Your soup looked way better than my soup.
And I had so I had and then I had Farmer Bill's ground beef. So I had in the soup, yeah, just to add some more protein to it, because there really wasn't any protein in it.
You made some really good jerky recently,
and then
too.
I did, and I made some jerky. I made it with beef, a whole pound of beef liver in this one. This one was like beef liver heavy.
Yeah.
And then ground beef, and then it was supposed to be chipotle, cilantro, lime, mango.
But mostly just
But
chipotle.
basically it was just chipotle because I put too much chipotle in it, and the lime and the mango, and the lime and the cilantro totally got canceled out, and then the mango wasn't as sweet as I thought it would be, so I think I'm going to tweak the recipe.
Is chipotle seasoning expensive?
It can be,
yeah.
Chili seasoning
because
is a lot cheaper.
Chipotle in a can isn't that expensive, and I know you barely use much chipotle.
Interesting.
It's really strong.
Maybe I should look into that.
Yeah.
I think I might do that. And then put more lime and put more cilantro. Maybe put the cilantro in with the mango on top. So
that would be
the
good.
dried herb is on top, like underneath the
Right,
mango.
because that way you get more surface area to your tongue.
Yeah, so I'm going to... But it came out really good regardless. Not what I intended, but still yummy. So I had bulletproof coffee. I had my soup. I had some jerky, and then I had an apple. And that's pretty much it.
That's an easy kind of way to eat really good.
Made fried yuca this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I was holding it in my hand this weekend. I was like,
all of it. Like, downed the crap out of it. Like, I couldn't stop eating it. It was so good. It was like...
Please explain. What does it taste like exactly?
I don't know. Okay, so it tastes like...
it looks like a sticky yam.
Well, they're really long, or sometimes some of them are kind of squat and fat, but they're really ugly on the outside. Like they almost look like bark.
Right.
You peel it all off.
You peel all that off?
You peel all the bark off, and then you slice it and get rid of like the fibrous core and make sure there's no fiber on it, and then you boil it for like 30 minutes. Then you make sure there's no hard fibers on it, and then you fry it. And I fried mine in coconut oil and bacon fat, and I actually like the bacon fat came out good, but I liked the coconut oil. So you baked
it and then fried it?
No, I boiled it and then fried it.
Okay.
But I did it in like maybe half an inch of oil. Like it wasn't a deep fry. And then I just got an email. My iPad popped
I'm like, that's not my email.
I just got an email. Yeah, okay. So I deep boiled it, fried it, but I liked how the coconut oil ones tasted better than the bacon ones.
I find those kind of things taste better with coconut oil.
Yeah, so I'm going to do it again and then do it with coconut oil.
That's sweet.
But if I had lard or maybe tallow, I think it would taste good. But
we're killing plantains at our house right now.
So good.
Yeah.
And I ate them cold too, and then I salted them, and that was it with like the Himalayan sea salt, which I found that at Wegmans, you can buy the pink Himalayan sea salt in the bulk.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
versus going to buy it and then like I have a grinder, so you go and buy it in the grinder, and it's like $8 for the same amount. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Whole
this
Foods
is so
has it
much
in bulk
cheaper.
too, I
Yeah,
think.
we don't have a Whole Foods up where I am, so.
Okay.
And I spend way too much money when I walk into Whole Foods.
Oh,
so.
yeah, I know. Jazz tells me she's going to Whole Foods. I'm like, no, don't go without me.
Oh gosh, you can only you need to carry your own cash with you, and then once you
we used
reach
to do that.
point,
We used to have that
then just
envelope,
not,
and it would suck because we'd get to the register, we're like, we're not gonna be able to afford most of this. We got to put a bunch of this back.
Yeah,
but it works really well.
So, but I was really excited, and so I killed the yucca, which when it's cold, even when it's hot, it's still pretty good resistance starch. So I was like, oh, that works.
Yeah, I noticed this weekend when I don't move around that much because my job, I get over 10,000 steps every day, easy.
How do you know this?
Because I track it on my iPhone.
Are you really tracking it on your iPhone?
Yeah.
No, I want to know.
Because I have my iPhone with me most of the time. There's a cool app. I think it's called Argus. And I just got a grade from my class. Hopefully another good one. And it was mostly about... Oh, whoa. I'm confused. Argus, the app.
Okay, so, okay.
The app runs in the background. Nice. And I think Apple's actually working on a couple of... Well, not exactly. A couple of software tweaks. So you can run apps like a pedometer type thing in the background, and they may be doing other stuff too. I think.
I hope so.
I know.
I'm such an Apple snob too. I'm like, you really need to get on this.
I'm pretty sure they're going to jump onto it. We'll see. I'm a bit of a geek. I read all those blogs about what's supposed to be coming out and looks like it's coming out, and I think there's an iWatch that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of cool. I hope they do. If you're listening to this, Apple, you have my approval. Just so you know.
And I'm rolling my eyes right now.
Because that's going to work.
Oh, God.
So that's what we're eating. What are you reading or watching right now?
Okay, so because we had such a long weekend, I spent the entire weekend doing homework.
Me too.
So I didn't really get a chance to do anything.
I thought I was going to get ahead, and then the snow day happened, and then I remembered what I forgot, and did that too.
No, I just caught up. I literally am caught up, not ahead.
Oh.
Not at all. So,
it's comforting and not all at the same time.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh. So I am reading, I'm reading because I'm reading a lot of journals.
Reading because you're forced to.
Reading because I'm forced to right now. But it's actually really fascinating, and it's about nutrient deficiency and metabolic syndrome. Right. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about for what I'm reading. Basically, what I'm finding is that there's a really strong connection between specific nutrients and being deficient in them, increased insulin resistance, and along with increased metabolic syndrome. So metabolic syndrome is pretty much a collection of chronic diseases. So things like type 2 diabetes, increased blood pressure, increased BMI or obesity, things like that. And actually there's a whole bunch, but those are the most common ones.
Right.
And cardiovascular. Did I say cardiovascular disease?
I don't know.
That's also usually in that metabolic syndrome family. So it's a really huge problem in the U.S. right now. We have a huge...
Developed world.
Yeah, and developing world countries. We have a huge problem with metabolic syndrome. And they're finding that there's a correlation, which does not mean causation. Mm-hmm. There is a strong correlation between some specific nutrients like vitamin D, I want to say calcium and magnesium, and what else? Some smaller antioxidants that correlate with people with metabolic syndrome. So they tested it, and people with metabolic syndrome have deficiencies in these. But there's also a lot of studies that are showing that there's a strong causation between insulin resistance. So with insulin resistance, you have they're saying that there's a connection between vitamin D3 deficiency and insulin resistance.
Right.
Well, the weird thing is that insulin resistance kind of goes right along with metabolic syndrome.
Right.
So my theory is that in my infinite wisdom,
of course,
right? I know, right? But basically, is that I'm trying to show that there's a very strong connection between vitamin and mineral deficiencies, insulin resistance, and then resulting in metabolic syndrome.
It's interesting to me. It reminds me of how people try and figure out, what supplements to take to help them with certain things. And you could hear what you just said and think, oh, that means if I take vitamin D, I could reduce or improve my